Hi everyone. So we've got a big job in Wiltshire tomorrow. We're going to a beautiful castle. We're removing a full-size table down several flights of stairs. So it's a very big operation. So we're just planning and sorting the van out now to ensure we've got all the professional equipment, just to ensure that we can move the table safely and efficiently. So the van's prepped, so I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. It's going to be a long one. Good morning, good morning, buenos dias. It's nice and early. The team will be here shortly, just getting ready to leave. I just happened to watch BBC News and was watching the forecast. And for the UK this week, we do have a heat wave. Today, especially highs of 32 degrees. Now, it's not so bad when you have the day off, but it's a little bit different when you're carrying 200 kg slates downstairs. To add to that, there's going to be 3 of us in the van as well today. So it's going to be a cozy one, like it or not. Right, let's get ourselves moving and let's see what the day brings. I think it's this middle door, Carl. Here she is, a 12-foot snooker table sitting inside a castle. Today, we're taking it apart and moving it down to the basement for storage whilst the owner's apartment is being renovated. The original castle dates back to the 1300s, while the newer castle we're working on was built in the 1700s. So naturally, the best place to put a rather large snooker table is somewhere else inside this rather large castle. Let's get it moved. So to begin with, we start by removing the pockets and ball runners. Once we've done this, we then remove the bolts for all 6 cushions. That then exposes the cloth beneath and all of the tacks. The tacks are nailed into the slate liner. This part can be a little bit tedious, but between the 3 of us, we managed to remove all the tacks quite quickly. We then fold the cloth and get that prepared, ready for storage. In some cases, we have cut the cloth only because it's a little bit quicker if the cloth of course is being disposed of. However, on this occasion, when we rebuild the table, the customer might opt to keep the cloth, so we have removed every tack carefully. Once the cloth has then been removed, you can then see the slate liner beneath. This is there to keep all the slate pieces together, but likewise gives us something to tack the cloth to. Once we've removed all of those screws, unfortunately then it's onto the heavy part, and that's taking the slates downstairs. Okay, so we're at Wardour Castle now. So we've stripped the cushions, pockets, and the cloth. So this is the next stage now. It's taking the slates downstairs. So come follow me and have a look at what we've got next. So the lads are feeling strong. We've had our Weetabix this morning. So it's a beautiful apartment here at Wardour Castle. You can see the architecture. Sorry for the interruption. It's me from the future here. Just going to show you a bit more of the architecture in Wardour Castle because I'm pretty sure it's not something you're going to want to miss. New Wardour Castle is one of the most striking historic houses in Wiltshire. The new building was actually built in the 1700s as a Georgian country house for the Arundel family. One of the most impressive features inside has to be the circular staircase. Its detailed craftsmanship make it one of the highlights of the house. On the first floor is the historic organ, which dates from the same period as the building and has been part of the castle since its early history. Every part of the Wardour Castle tells a story of Georgian architecture, from the grand staircase to the original details that have survived for centuries. Grand staircases, priceless craftsmanship, and somewhere amongst it all a snooker table that has absolutely no intention of making our day easy. What could possibly go wrong? Okay guys, so let's get to work. So I'm feeling it up this corner here a bit. So slide it off. Actually, I know. So hold up. Come. Like this. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Let's pause here. So this is where Carl sprained his ankle. Now this wasn't exactly part of the plan. However, he still wanted to be part of the team, and together we got the job done. We did require more assistance, but it just shows that jobs like this, especially this one, was no joke, and it can be incredibly demanding. But despite that, we got the job across the line. Let's see what happens next. So now the slates are down. All we need to do now is dismantle the remaining part of the underframe. And as a team, we will get involved here now and just dismantle it in its entirety and take it downstairs to be loaded onto the trailer. Having the trailer there and a small tractor was a massive help, because it was either load it onto the trailer and drive it round to the basement. Alternatively, the other option was to try and take it down the basement stairs. However, they were just too acute and it was too narrow at the bottom, so the slates physically wouldn't go round. And even if we did get it down, it meant carrying them for a good mile to where they needed to be stored. We're just collecting everything, all the fixings, and ensuring we've got absolutely everything on the trailer before driving it to the basement. This particular side frame here was a bit challenging, as over time, obviously with the temperature, the wood can expand, and the center legs or the middle legs just didn't want to budge, so we didn't want to force them, because you can obviously split the legs in doing so. And likewise, you know, when we come to rebuild the table, we physically might not be able to get the legs back on. So on this occasion, with this particular side frame, we just decided to keep the legs on. So we're so happy to see the table dismantled now. So the rooms are huge, but having the table dismantled and removed just gives you a better flavour just how grand these rooms really are. So we're just getting everything downstairs now. The trailer has been taken round to the basement, so we're just going to walk around, meet the lads there. It's probably about a mile. Thankfully the weather's on our side today. So if lifting the slates once today wasn't enough, we now need to lift them again. So, so essentially we're just going to remove the woodwork first, get that into position, and then as a team we will remove the slates and store them in the basement until the apartment has been renovated.
Ready? Yep. Got it? Yep.
So at this point, understandably, we're all feeling a little bit fragile, lifting them for the second time. But thankfully, we haven't got too far to go. So we've just placed some battens on the floor to ensure that when we do put the first slate on the floor, that there's clearance to get our fingers out. And then the remaining 4 pieces will be stacked directly on top. Some customers have asked whether you can store the slates on their side now. You can for a short period of time, but it's never something we would recommend, only in case one does slip or slide. As I say, they are extremely heavy and you don't want them damaging the wall, the floor, or anything it comes in contact with. Now the slates are solid and they do look indestructible. However, if you handle them without care, or like you would concrete, you'll soon discover they're probably as fragile as fine china. So we always handle them with care. Just like to add as well, where we're able to use our professional equipment like our clamps or the trolley, it really just takes the sting out of it. So here where the ground's level and we don't have that far to go, it is nice just to be able to rest the slates directly on top of that and then use the trolley to pivot and steer the slate into position. It just saves having to carry it the entire time.
If you guys could tilt down slightly. Okay.
Get this last slate loaded and then call it a day, I think. Just wanted to add that the team have worked incredibly hard today. And without having everyone on site pulling together, we just wouldn't have been able to get this job done. So I'm genuinely glad to have such an amazing team. So we've managed to get the job done. Although we've had a few challenges along the way, together as a team, we managed to overcome every obstacle and we've got the table down safely and the customer's very happy. So as always, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.